Hi class, Mrs. Calvi here. Quick review on solving multi-step inequalities. So same rules apply. You just have multiple things going on. You just have to remember with inequalities, when we are moving a negative number for multiplication and division, you have to flip your inequality symbol. All right, so let's go ahead and solve this one. I'm going to get rid of my constant first. That's that negative 15. So I'm going to add 15 to both sides. My 15s on the left cancel. I'm left with x divided by 5 is less than 10 plus 15 is 25. I now need to get rid of that 5 on the left side. This is division. I'm going to use multiplication. Being that it's positive, I don't need to change my symbol. So I'm going to multiply both sides by positive 5. The 5s on my left cancel. I'm going to be left with x is less than 25 times 5 equals 125. And then I would go ahead and graph this. My variable's on the left, so I don't need to change my inequality. I would end up graphing an open circle at 125 with an arrow going to the left. I'm not going to graph just to save some time. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so here I have 42 is less than or equal to y divided by negative 9 plus 30. So remember, I always want to get rid of my constant first. My constant is my number that is by itself. It's not with my variable. So this positive 30 is my constant. I'm going to get rid of that by subtracting 30 on both sides. The 30s on the right cancel. I'm left with y divided by negative 9 is greater than or equal to 42 minus 30. I'm going to be left with 12. Okay. Now I need to get rid of that negative 9. Now I'm getting rid of a negative number, so I have to remember I'm going to be flipping my inequality symbol. I'm multiplying both sides by negative 9. These 9s on the right cancel, drop down my variable. A negative times a positive is a negative. So now I have to do 12 times 9. 12 times 9 is 108. But I do have my variable on the left side, so I need to change it. So it is on the right side. I need to change it so it's on the left side. So now remember, my alligator mouth is open to the negative 108. It still has to be open to the negative 108. It's just so we are making sure we are copying our inequality correctly. So box in your new inequality so you graph the correct one. If I were to graph this, it would be a closed circle at negative 108 going to the left. Okay, so exactly what we've been doing, just have multiple steps involved. The one thing you just have to remember is when you are multiplying and dividing, if you are moving a negative number, you need to flip your inequality symbol. All right, so if we had 3x minus 12 minus x is greater than negative 18. Okay, here I have to combine my like terms. So I have a positive 3x and a negative x. Remember, if there is not a number in front of your variable, technically there's a 1 there. So you might want to put a 1 there just to help you out so you don't forget. So I'm going to combine these. A positive 3x and a negative 1x is going to leave me with a positive 2x. Drop down my minus 12 is greater than negative 18. So now I'm getting rid of my constant here. I am going to add 12 to both sides. My 12s on the left cancel. I'm left with 2x is greater than, I have a negative 18 and a positive 12. My signs are different. I'm going to subtract, take the sign of the bigger number. 18 is bigger and that has a negative, so I know my final answer on that side is going to be negative. And subtracting those two would give me 6. I now need to get rid of my 2, and it's positive, so I don't need to change my inequality symbol. X is greater than, a negative divided by a positive is a negative. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my final answer is x is greater than negative 3. If I were to graph this, my variable's on the left, I don't need to change it. I would have an open circle at negative 3 going to the right. All right, one more example. Okay, so if I had negative 5 open parentheses, x plus 2, close parentheses, minus 7 is less than or equal to 38. Okay, so I have a number outside of my parentheses. I know I need to distribute. So that negative 5 has to get distributed into everything in my parentheses. Negative 5 times x gives me negative 5x. A negative times a positive is going to give me a negative. And 5 times 2 is 10. Drop down my minus 7 is less than or equal to 38. All right, I need to combine some like terms here. I have negative 10 and negative 7. Those are like terms. I'm going to drop down my negative 5x. A negative 10 and a negative 7 is going to give me a negative 17 is less than or equal to 38. I'm going to now move over my constant, get rid of my constant first. So I'm going to add 17 to both sides. My 17's on the left cancel. I'm left with a negative 5x is less than or equal to 38 plus 17 gives me 55. I now need to get rid of that negative 5. So remember, I am moving a negative number. I'm dividing both sides by negative 5. The minute I move a negative number with multiplication and division, I have to remember I'm going to flip my inequality symbol. So these on the left cancel. X is going to now be greater than or equal to 55 divided by negative 5. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. And 55 divided by 5 is 11. So my final answer here was x is greater than or equal to negative 11. And this is what I would graph. My variable's on the left side, so I don't need to change anything. I would have a closed circle at negative 11 going to the right here. All right, and that's pretty much it. Just multiple steps going on. Just making sure that you're neat and organized is going to definitely help you. Don't forget, when you are moving a negative number for multiplication and division, you have to remember to flip your inequality symbol. All right, that is it for now, and I will talk to you soon, guys.